Ben Johnson, first year OC last year with the Lions. #1 ranked offensive coordinator in the NFL, according to PFF, and rightfully so. I mean, come on, guys. Ben Johnson, you look at the situation he was in compared to anybody else. I remember I was on a run last year making just some reels for just some of my personal channels, Jeff and Gentry, just talking about Ben Johnson and why I believe he should have won. I forgot the award name specifically, but it's basically just Assistant of the Year. And I don't know if I'm not mistaken, it went to Shane Steichen or D'Amico Ryans. Forgot who it was, but regardless, I think it should have been Ben Johnson because of the situation he has to work with. You look at the talent he was given, right? What he did for Khalif. Josh Reynolds was always pretty solid, but what he did for, players that you didn't expect to play well, the tight end group that the Lions have combined for 12 touchdowns. Zane Zylstra went for 3 in a game. Like the things he did for a lot of the skill position players and for Jared specifically, I think Ben deserves all the credit in the world, and he's now ranked #1 in the NFL for OCs. And this isn't surprising, Sam. Ben Johnson, his departure, it's not a matter of if, it's when. I think after this season, there's going to be a team that brings him in immediately. He got some interviews last year, got some experience. It was the best of both worlds. He got to interview, and then he got to return to the Lions. So he got experience at least interviewing to be a head coach, and that's going to help him for this upcoming season. Now, it's crazy to think the trajectory of Ben, because last year, or 2 years ago, Anthony Lynn was the OC. Everybody was like, okay, we'll see what Anthony Lynn does. And then halfway in the season, not even, he was relieved of his duties. And then you heard some noise about some guy named Ben Johnson, who was the pass game coordinator, and that's when Amon-Ra St. Brown took off. Now, the big question was among Lions fans, and now everybody likes to say, well, Jeff, that was obvious. Ben Johnson was going to be the OC. No, he wasn't. There was Deuce Staley was in that conversation. There was also another conversation about should we look outside the organization. Matt Nagy was a big one, which, not a huge fan of that conversation. No one really was in Detroit. But regardless, there was these conversations. It wasn't like, okay, obviously it's Ben. It was never like that. I was doing shows at the time. I know for a fact it wasn't like that. But now you look back, Dan made the right decision. And this is a credit to Dan. Dan's consistently made the right coaching decisions, at least for his staff. And if he doesn't, he corrects it. Aubrey Pleasant didn't work out, fired him. Like he makes these decisions very quickly. He moves on, he pivots, and he finds the right guy.